All right, so we are taking a look at Compressed Space by B-Deshi Dev. And yeah, if you can start by talking about your background in game development. And it looks like you were the code level game designer on this project?
Pretty much the only one behind this. Okay, I'm B-Deshi Dev, Bangladeshi hobbyist indie game developer. I make games in a variety of genres, mostly puzzle games. I've made the entirety of Compressed Space during the last 48 hours of the jam.
Oh, wow. So did you have like a slightly late start then?
I was working on a different idea the first day, then I threw it out.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. So nice. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that happen for a number of people, but this still looks incredibly polished. I mean, looking forward to trying it because even the GIF is doing so much heavy lifting here in explaining the concept. So, all right. So, what was? Do you want to talk about that initial idea, or do you want to just go right into this one?
Right in this one.
Cool. So, can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind Compress Space?
That's easy. It's from a character from a show. I was watching a show called Jujutsu Kaisen
Oh, okay.
during
Yeah.
the jam, and one of the characters, Gojo Satoru, had a power of to compress space, and basically the whole mechanic, what you did right now, comes to a single scene from an episode there. That's
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, so I have seen the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen and just not the wait drag to the yeah okay that unfolds yeah okay um but I can't drag past the
Then to the
flag.
right.
Yeah, sorry, you're seeing me like a second ago. Can do that and then do okay, unoccupied time. Oh, we can only
The
maintain one space.
tutorialization is a bit, yeah. I didn't have
Okay.
too much time.
Okay, I can't make that. Oh no, wait. I can do that though. There we go. Okay. I got it. This is where I knew that I would just need to like actually play the game to get a feel for um oh my god, I recognize these are BFX sound effects, right?
Yep.
All right. Um yeah, I think that the sort of like Zeno's paradox, like infinite space compression, that is it. I is it. What's the main character's name? Or not the main character, but the character you're talking about.
Gojo Satoru.
Okay, yeah, I weirdly like. Oh yeah, I watched the show, and then like most characters' names, I remember them when I see them, but I'm always nervous about pronouncing them correctly. Hey, Pomo, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so let's. Okay. I have an idea. Oh no, wait, that's wrong. Right. So, in terms of the next question, then, can you talk a little bit about the development process? You mentioned you didn't have the most time to work on this.
Yeah, it was very messy. I got the idea from on the night of the first day from watching, I know, Jujutsu Kaisen,
Hmm.
and I immediately throw out the first day's work and started working on it. I spent the first day on coding and debugging. There were a lot of corner cases, and then the second day on polish and level design.
Hmm.
I barely made it, I guess.
Wow. Oh, I'm glad that you were able to finish in time. Yeah, walls are foldable. That one we've already experienced. And then these are the lasers. Right, and you touch lasers, you die. Okay, so fold, unfold, and then fold. There we go. This is a really neat idea. Do you have any plans for continuing development of this game?
Yeah, like of course, like the reception has been much better than anticipated. I'm at least making on trying to expand the mechanic further.
Mm.
My might make a Steam game too, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wish you the. Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm glad to hear it because I think this is a really neat idea, and the puzzles are really inventive, and I see a lot of potential for ways that you can expand on this. Um, yeah, it's not something that I've seen done before in terms of I've seen games that are like themed after sheets of paper where like you fold a piece of paper, but
Paper trail, paper trail.
yeah,
Is that the
yeah,
one you're talking about?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. Um, but yeah, this is super neat. So I say, like, if I compress this, right? So what you mentioned that the feedback has been overall positive, but has there been anything? Um, I don't want to repeat any suggestions that other people have made. So is there anything that you have in mind that you're like already looking to change or update about the way that the game works?
You are sort of playing a fixed version of many things. Like,
Okay.
um, so, well, I think it's best if I ask after you play the. This is the final level, so
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it's a okay. So full. Oh, oh my gosh, it's a little too easy to like accidentally jump up and hit the lasers. Uh,
yeah, it's
okay.
this area is quite cramped.
Okay, so I should just unfold this to block the laser. Because yeah, you have to like really gently tap the spacebar. Like I see that um there is a way to get around that by the way that it's folded. Okay, hang on. So let me fold my way over to jump land here. And fold. No. There's got to be a way. No, okay. I can't. I don't know. Right there. Right there. Okay, that's what it is. Why couldn't I? I don't know. I can. Okay, so it's really hard to describe what I'm thinking of doing. So I jump, fold that, and then I fold. Oh wait, I can't compress this because I'm standing on it. There we go. Now I can. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how it works. You can compress the dialer on.
Okay, but I can sort of stand halfway on it, and then that works. Like, is
Yeah.
that not supposed? Are you not supposed to be able to do that?
It works. This level can be solved, but other ways. But that's the easier
Hmm.
way, actually.
Okay. And then there we go. Um, Gojo Satoru. Yeah, there we go. In loving memory. Oh boy. Space
Yeah, I had a
compression.
lot of fun making this credits. Yeah. So yeah. In terms of feedback, like you can go first, then I might.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just didn't want to repeat any feedback that you might have already received in terms of like how you would want to um like is
It
there sorry?
is it clear like which tiles are you can fold across and which you can't?
Um I understand that like the line turns red to indicate that you can't compress something. Is there ever a time that you'd want to partially uncompress something?
No, but I left it like there could be puzzles in the future where it could be useful.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say like having
A
like
single button for that.
it might be like from a very minor perspective. I do like that there's a sort of like red line on okay. So it's yeah, so if it's red and you try to click and drag, then you put the X over the sort of the cause of why you can't compress it. Well, when it's the flag, when it's the player, I'm not seeing that happen.
Low, like it would be a bit annoying. Like it's quite common that you get you'd hit the player, so I did sort of disabled it. But yeah, then it's a bit inconsistent. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. So the do you do you think it's going to be necessary to like because right now I was saying like oh I can't compress the tile I'm standing on. Well, I can as long as I stand on just the edge of it. So do you think it's going to be necessary to like highlight that the cell that the player is on so that the um as it becomes more clear that you can't compress, like if I'm still standing halfway on it, like I still rightfully shouldn't be able to compress this tile because I'm standing on the edge. Like I'm still occupying that tile.
Yeah, like that's like one of the yeah, like I, I noticed that bug during development, but I just didn't have time to fix it.
Right. And I just meant that is something you're going to change though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's inconsistent, and that's not good
Hmm.
for a puzzle game.
Yeah, I guess the is there a reason that a specific tile lights up? Like, because there isn't actually any significance between which tile I pick from on a vertical
No,
axis.
it's just the whole column, but it just looks nice. So
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just wondering, do you have you ever thought about creating puzzles where you can fold space along more than one axis at a time?
yeah, so yeah, like obviously like the vertical folding and stuff, but I just didn't have time. Like just have limiting it to one axis lets me code it simply.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Lemophius, welcome back to the stream. It's been a while. Um, oh yeah, it does look like a monkey. I just realized that.
That's like an Easter egg for me. Like my previous game also had an unexpected monkey level. I put it on everything I liked.
Is there a particular history to that?
And no, I just randomly made a level that's shaped like a monkey, and then now I put it on every game I make if I can.
Sure. No, that's fine to have those sort of like Easter eggs. Um, yeah, so I think that a lot of the things that I find difficult or unclear about the game are going to be naturally solved just through polish, like making it so that these laser emitters, those are the reason that you can't fold space. Um, like
Yeah,
fold that
but it's
particular
not
line.
clear where the source is, right?
Well, just because it's a single red line and the lasers themselves are red lines, so once that like laser emitter tile has unique artwork, then it'll be more
Okay.
clear that like that counts as something. Um, if you wanted to, you could even use a consistent coloration so that the player, the flag, and the laser emitter are all the same color, like they're all orange or something, so that it has this consistency of like these will always stop you from
Occupy.
being able to compress space. But
Like yeah, like that works. I personally like to like have different colors for different purposes. Like red is for damaging stuff and
mhm.
stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah, of
the
course.
how I approached it this time.
Yeah, well
And
the
like
sorry, go ahead.
I understand like having a good consistent visual style is good. I'll think about that a bit more.
Yeah, it's absolutely not necessary to do that. Like I think that once you establish that any object makes a space incompressible, then it doesn't have to have the same color. Like it really depends on how visually elaborate you want this game to be in the end. Um, oh, right, I can't do that. I can do that, and then I can uncompress the space. Um, Small things like the nature of the character controller, like if it was a little easier to like not jump your full height, I don't know if that's actually going to be important or whether the game is mostly about um because if the game is mostly meant to be about the space folding and the character controller is entirely separate, then I almost wonder if it should be fixed jump height so that having a variability in how high you jump is not actually a part of the challenge. But I don't know.
Um,
Oops.
like I was just using a stock character controller for this, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, so this is made. What is this made
Like
with?
I coded this, but a long time ago.
Mhm.
and just tweaked it a bit. And yeah, the physics.
Oh, hello.
Uh, yeah, got disconnected for a thing, I think.
Oh, yeah. Seems like we're okay. Um, yeah, I was just asking, what was this made with?
This was made with Unity.
Okay. But yeah, you were saying that this is a character controller that you had just made like a while ago.
Yeah, it's on GitHub, like it's public stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. And you tweaked it from a while ago. That
Yeah, like I still didn't consider that the variable jump could be a pain, so it sort of left there.
hmm.
I understand that it detracts from the focus of the puzzle solving.
Well, I'm just wondering whether it's supposed to be like it. Right now, there are times that I end up jumping into lasers by mistake, but that might just be the way that these levels have been constructed, and that might be possible to build levels where that's not actually an issue. Um, so as long as I guess that as long as there's a clear intentionality behind, do you want this game to be mostly about the space folding and then being able to jump like a single block up and a single block over is all the player should be able to do? That really heavily constrains the game to being more about the puzzles and very little about the platforming. Like the platforming at that point should be very gentle and floaty because it's ancillary to the puzzle solving. Or you could lean into very much a mix of puzzle and platformer, where the character has um, the variable jump and the ability to jump a number of spaces, and you have to execute on that. But um, I'd almost be a little wary of that because if it's possible to like screw up a jump and fall and then have to redo a part of the puzzle, like that could get frustrating.
I get it. Like the laser deaths are obviously quite frustrating. My other puzzle game was Control Override. Like it was built with. It also had like instant death laser, but it had no like death penalty. You could just rewind back
Hmm.
instantly on that. And I I think that the incident is itself was not that bad because it forces you to work around it.
Hmm.
But um, in this case, the penalty of just restarting is the problem here. I think I
Well,
I will try to see if like a similar rewind mechanic makes it a bit more palatable. But um, the variable jump line isn't really necessary for this game, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I think what's a more important, like, so when I first solved this puzzle, you said that I did it in a way that's like not technically the way you're supposed to do it because I just kind of backed up until I could squish the space, um, so that I wasn't standing on the tile. Is the way that you're supposed to do it jumping from here over to the other side? Because if I compress this space, then I can jump from where I'm standing over to the block with the laser emitter on it. Oh, hello?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're supposed to may be able to make that jump.
Right. And I noticed that I can, but like weirdly, I will, I'll try to make that jump actually. Oh my God. It's a surprisingly difficult jump to make. Um, most of the time I feel like my character's bashing their head on the ceiling. So I don't know if I should just, but this is actually a fantastic illustration of where I'm saying that maybe the character controller should actually be much more limited because then you
Yeah, this wouldn't even be an issue.
yeah, because if you just have a specific jump arc that you know that the character like as long as you hit the jump button anywhere on this tile where I'm starting on the right and then hold over to the left and then the character will make this jump consistently every time. Or you design the levels in such a way that like I said you've all like got like the one block up, one block over kind of height. And it's entirely about the space folding. But right now it's for whatever reason when the space is folded. Oh, okay. I finally made the jump. So now There we go. So that was the sort of intentional solution, was to do the platforming and not sort of abuse the
Yeah.
mechanic of the space folding.
In this case, like I was probably have the developer bias of like I always made that jump when I tested, so I didn't notice it until I saw playtesters having trouble with it.
Yeah. And the odd thing is, like, I'm wondering, the character's jump height doesn't change between levels, right?
No, I actually cheated a bit
Oh,
on a
you do?
particular level.
Yeah.
I on a particular level. Yeah, this one.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, you can jump a little extra high in this level.
It was mostly just to like make the layout a bit more interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Although it like if the height was too small, what happened was like you could see the uh the the platforms on the left are much earlier, and like that
Hmm.
would kind of spoil stuff.
Yeah. Got it. I
It's
wonder if
not
it's.
like
Oh,
it's not like technical actually do in a proper game.
yeah.
Consistency is important in a puzzle game. So
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if it's possible to make a similar mechanic, but not tile based, could allow for a little bit more interesting level design.
yeah,
Oh,
certainly.
yeah. I think the I think the fact that it is tile based actually helps to constrain the possibility space. Like,
You can only fold in so many points.
exactly. Yeah. I'd almost be worried that if you, like, yeah, you could design the game such that it's possible to create the, like, line of compression anywhere, but then I'd be worried that it's like, oh well, do I compress space along, like, really try to nudge the compression line between two hazards or something? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting worried over nothing, but I get in my head a lot, worried about a certain situation, like opening up the possibility space too much and players getting sort of overwhelmed with.
Yeah, and I actually agree on this. I also thought about making this 3D, but and yes, you could probably code it to make the meshes merge properly with like viewfinder exits, right?
Yeah. Oh,
But
so
it would be too much possibility space.
yeah. So right now, I just realized that the character is jumping a block of like 3.5 units, like one, oh, actually one, two, three, four, like 4.5 units. And I think towards the beginning of the game, they jump at a height of only about 3 units. Yeah, like here, I'm only, no, okay. No, it is. Like, so I think the character controller height, like the jump height you said, is adjusted in that one vertical level,
Yeah,
but it actually stays, because here I'm barely hitting that fourth jump, that fourth block. But here I'm jumping, oops, here I'm jumping like 4.5 blocks, and that's actually why I'm hitting my head on the ceiling here. And then when you hit your head on the ceiling, you lose your vertical momentum and you start falling back down, which is part of what makes this jump difficult to make. So that's just such a tiny thing, but um, I was just like puzzling it out in my mind. It's like, am I crazy? I don't think you can jump that high normally. And then in this level, it's different. Um, but I also just had the really interesting idea of, like, you know, if you make it so that you can create the fold not just along a single vertical axis, but on any single axis, like if you're able to fold along a diagonal, then things get really wild.
yeah. It would be a
Um,
pain to code though. Like
oh
this
my
is
god, yes.
done on the back of tile maps.
Yes, yes,
So if you make it diagonal, then it'll be much harder.
yes. Um, it would be neat, but I'm wondering how much it would actually act in service um of making the puzzles interesting, and how much it would just be a real pain. And I don't know. Um, it's not necessarily a concept that's easy to prototype quickly because you have to find a way to like bisect and create polygon colliders depending on like an arbitrary space
Yeah,
where you make the cuts. So yeah, that could become a nightmare real quick. Um, so that aside, can you talk a little bit about the actual development process? Like you said, this is done with tile maps, and then how is the actual compression effect achieved? Are you like slicing that bit of the level out and
I
sort of treating?
the levels are so small
Yeah.
that I just keep a copy of the tile maps and just override it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's not even a performance problem. It will be a problem for larger levels, but that was
Hmm.
not a concern for the jam. So
Yeah. So then, how are you actually erasing the tiles? Do you sort of just keep a like essentially delete the chunk that you highlight and just sort of
yeah,
keep everything on either side of
basically
it?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Unity style maps you can edit them in runtime,
Yes, I've actually done that myself to make an auto tiling system, but I
and then the
didn't.
rest you have to move the players and the props and stuff. That's manual.
Oh, okay, yeah. The when you say you have to move, like the player doesn't exist on the tile map, but don't the props, can't those be
No,
childed to?
like you don't have game objects. The tiles aren't game objects. Like they keep track of which tile they are and move based on that.
Oh, okay, okay, right. Yeah, I thought for some reason I thought there was a way, like, oh sorry, you can use some of Unity's tile brush tools to place prefabs, but it's not like the
Yeah, in
prefabs
that case, it will
actually.
be in that case those will be game objects. But I didn't think that was a good solution. Like you
Yeah.
still have
Okay.
to live with the player and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Um and then the lasers are just casting like a ray cast, right?
Yep, yep,
So once there's no longer a tile in the way, then they extend all the way across.
yeah. That's why the laser you're standing on still works.
Tile maps in Unity only detect uh only have one collider. Well, it depends, right? Because you can use a tile map collider and you can use a composite collider, but theoretically every tile has its own square hitbox, right? Unless you use a composite collider. I mean, I think that's the case. I'm not 100% sure. Um, it's more performant to use a composite collider. Oh, are you still here?
I'm
Are
still
you,
here.
oh, okay, yeah, there. Sorry, I think it might have gotten disconnected or something, or you were just really quiet for a moment. Um, yeah, okay. So yeah, I guess yeah. I'm just wondering if there's any other questions, but that's not just up to me. If anyone else has questions they'd like to ask about this game or how it was built, please do so now. I know that I asked sort of early on if you had any plans to continue development of the game. So, do you want to talk a little bit about what some of those ideas are?
Like I actually have to prototype to see what's feasible and interesting. Like
Mhm.
obviously, the particle folding is one thing I'm gonna try. And then there's the tile restrictions, I guess. Like you can't compress across the occupied tiles. I think that this rule still is a bit unsatisfying. So I plan on
Mhm.
tweaking that. Maybe you could fold some tiles into them, or maybe you can just fold something and then fold that fold and move it elsewhere. Like sort of like Patrick's paradox, I guess. That'd be a pain to code though.
Yeah, I can definitely see because at a certain point you're practically like using a selection tool to grab a piece of level and move it somewhere else, just in a kind of indirect way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can definitely see that it would be neat to have some of those features, like the more flexibility that you allow the player in creating folds, the the more varied the puzzles can get, but also the design constraints for those puzzles become increasingly difficult as well because if you're able to create so many folds, then it becomes difficult to
know which ones will actually solve the puzzle.
Yeah, or
So
like and I don't think there's anything wrong with um having puzzles with multiple solutions. It's just a matter of, can you design puzzles that have satisfying solutions
yeah,
where it doesn't feel like it takes a whole bunch of trial and error to come up with something. But yeah, I think overall the yeah, there's a lot of room for what could be an interesting puzzle design. And if you do end up making a post gem version of this, or are looking for a playtester to try out additional levels, I'd be happy to give the game a try. Give the game another
sure,
try.
sure. I'll let you know. Hopefully.
All right. Well, in the meantime, are there any other projects that you'd like to give a shout out to, or social media channels you want people to follow you on?
I guess it's still Twitter until it blows up. I guess. So, is it okay? Like, if I post the links on the chat?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. You can follow me on Twitter or on maybe Steam, on my developer page. I don't think you can follow that, right? Sorry.
No, the people can follow
And
your itch.io page.
oh yeah, you can follow me there. Hang on, let me get that.
I got it. I just pasted it into chat for you.
Oh, thank you. And I guess if I can shill a bit more, like I would like to shill my last game.
Go for it.
So Control Override. It was also made after throwing a days of work in a jam,
Hmm.
GMTK 2020. So it was a result of 1 day's of work, the original version, and now it's a Steam game. It's
Awesome.
the mechanic isn't as like immediately cool as this one, but if you play it, I think you'll like the overall puzzles and story.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the stream today, and I look forward to the post-gen version of Compressed Space. I wish you the best of luck in your game development endeavors.
Thank you, and I wish the devs here also good luck in whatever they do, especially and USL,
Oh, thank you so much.
Gabriel.
I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Okay.
Bye bye.